Welcome back to Timeless Decors, the place where classic elegance meets modern innovation. Today's episode is all about embracing bold sophistication through Ralph Lauren X Industrial Decor, a striking style that merges masculine edge with luxe vintage touches. If you love deep, rich tones, distressed finishes, and iconic American style, you're going to be obsessed with this interior trend. Ralph Lauren's aesthetic brings timeless refinement, while Industrial Decor adds raw, urban charm, creating a look that's both rugged and refined. From leather club chairs and weathered wood to aged metals and heritage-inspired details, we'll guide you through how to master this fusion in your own home. Each section is crafted to help you design a space that feels strong, grounded, yet undeniably luxurious. So whether you're styling a loft apartment or just want a masculine edge in your study, this guide is for you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below telling us your favorite feature of this style. Let's start with the backbone of Ralph Lauren X Industrial Decor, the color palette. Think rich hues like oxblood red, tobacco brown, charcoal gray, deep navy, and aged brass. These shades add a moody, masculine feel to any space while maintaining that upscale vintage charm. Layering dark tones gives your room depth and warmth, especially when paired with warm wood tones and antique gold accents. Try painting an accent wall in hunter green or indigo and balance it with leather or metal furnishings. Don't shy away from black either. When done right, it anchors the space without overwhelming it. To soften the intensity, use vintage creams, stone gray, or faded denim for textiles. The goal is to create a grounded atmosphere that's cozy yet commanding. When it comes to texture, Ralph Lauren Textiles are unmatched. His signature plaids and houndstooths evoke English heritage while rugged leather and raw linen keep things grounded in industrial cool. Drape a plaid will throw over a worn leather armchair or incorporate herringbone tweed cushions for an equestrian nod. Weathered brown or black leather instantly elevates the masculine vibe, especially when paired with iron or steel accents. Linen curtains in muted earth tones add softness and light diffusion to balance the heavy materials. These rich, tactile elements don't just look good, they tell a story of travel, adventure, and legacy. The mix of fabric weights and patterns ensures your space feels layered and lived in. Don't be afraid to go bold with a statement fabric on a bench or footstool. Ralph Lauren X Industrial Furniture is all about character and substance. Opt for pieces that feel timeless yet masculine, like a leather Chesterfield, a riveted iron coffee table, or a reclaimed wood writing desk. The focus is on craftsmanship, aged finishes, and solid materials. Look for dark walnut or oak with visible grain and patina, combined with matte black metal. Antique-style hardware, nail-head trim, and exposed frames add visual interest without clutter. Every piece should feel like it has a story, perhaps it was salvaged from a warehouse or passed down from a grandfather. Even modern pieces should echo a sense of history and quality. Don't overcrowd the room, let each piece breathe and make a statement. Lighting is key to creating the perfect masculine luxe atmosphere. Industrial lighting often features exposed bulbs, metal shades, or pulley-style pendants, but when combined with Ralph Lauren's refined sensibility, it becomes a work of art. Choose antique brass sconces, bronze lanterns, or oversized iron chandeliers for dramatic impact. For task lighting, go with adjustable desk lamps in matte black or polished nickel. Edison bulbs add warmth, while dimmers allow you to control the ambience. Look for fixtures that are both rugged and refined, blending machine-age form with classic function. Don't forget layered lighting. Mix ceiling fixtures with floor and table lamps to give your space depth and comfort. Lighting isn't just practical here, it's part of the overall aesthetic. Accessories in a Ralph Lauren industrial space should reflect strength, heritage, and travel. Think vintage maps, old clocks, brass telescopes, and leather-bound books. Add a distressed trunk as a coffee table or stack antique suitcases for side table flair. Globes, vintage compasses, and old typewriters add personality and spark conversation. Framed black and white photography, especially portraits or architectural scenes, emphasizes timeless elegance. Use metal trays, wood cigar boxes, or crystal decanters to style shelves and consoles. These elements pull the look together without feeling overdone. The key is to be intentional. Each object should feel curated and tell a part of the story. To bring out the industrial architecture vibe, focus on your walls. Exposed brick is a hallmark, but you can also faux it with brick veneer or wallpaper. Concrete finishes, either real or painted, give your walls a raw, urban edge. Reclaimed wood paneling or shiplap in dark stains adds warmth and Ralph Lauren's rustic refinement. Add industrial shelving with black pipe brackets and wood planks to echo warehouse styling. Metal wall sconces or leather strap mirrors enhance the rugged appeal. A gallery wall with vintage-inspired art or equestrian prints brings heritage to life. It's about texture and layers, don't settle for flat, lifeless surfaces. Let your walls tell part of the story too. Nothing captures the masculine elegance of Ralph Lauren quite like leather. A tufted leather armchair or sofa in rich cognac, saddle, or espresso sets the tone immediately. Pair it with raw wood and metal for contrast. Add a leather bench at the foot of the bed or leather bar stools in the kitchen for continuity. Leather doesn't have to be overbearing, a few strong accents go a long way. Consider woven leather baskets, leather-bound journals, or stitched leather trays. These small additions enhance the tactile experience of the space. Properly maintained, leather ages beautifully and adds a layer of authenticity to your decor. It's timeless, bold, and always in style. Flooring should balance the vintage meets industrial theme with both durability and charm. Wide plankwood floors and deep finishes offer warmth, while concrete or polished stone tiles reflect the urban roots of industrial design. To soften things up, layer in vintage Persian rugs or faded kilims in warm reds, navy, or ivory. Rugs help define different areas of your space, like seating zones or dining areas, and add another level of comfort. Cowhide rugs are also a great nod to the rugged American West, which ties in seamlessly with Ralph Lauren's ethos. For smaller rooms, try herringbone wood flooring or classic black and white tile patterns for a masculine twist on vintage glam. Your floors should feel grounded, timeless, and full of character. Storage in Ralph Lauren X industrial spaces should be both functional and stylish. Look for vintage trunks that double as coffee tables or open metal shelving that displays curated collections. Use wooden crates or aged cabinets for a utilitarian feel. A glass front display cabinet can highlight collectibles while adding a touch of classic sophistication. Built-ins with rustic finishes work great in offices or libraries. Consider a rolling cart bar setup with leather-wrapped trays and vintage glassware to blend function with flair. Avoid modern, plastic storage solutions, they'll break the charm. Instead, go for pieces that feel collected over time and reflect thoughtful design. To truly embrace the Ralph Lauren X industrial look, incorporate the brand's signature storytelling elements. Equestrian references, like bridles, stirrups, and saddle prints, echo the classic American West. American flags, vintage military gear, and polo-themed accents provide strong visual icons. Add cashmere throws, tartan blankets, and monogrammed pillows for that final touch of luxury. Even a framed Ralph Lauren fragrance ad or runway image brings high-fashion flair into a masculine space. Incorporate natural elements like antlers, stones, or weathered branches for a rugged edge. Mixing the industrial with the refined is the magic of this style. It's gritty, yes, but always elegant. Thank you for joining us today on Timeless Decors as we explored Ralph Lauren X Industrial Decor, a style that celebrates masculinity, heritage, and luxurious charm. We hope you found inspiration to bring these elements into your own home, whether it's through iconic leather furniture, moody color palettes, or vintage accents. This design language is perfect for those who want their space to feel bold, storied, and undeniably stylish. Remember, it's not about chasing trends, it's about curating timeless beauty with a rugged heart. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite detail or decor idea. We love hearing how you're transforming your spaces. Stay tuned for more interior inspiration that blends elegance with everyday living. Until next time, keep designing with purpose and passion.